Ever sent money to someone on Venmo and then, crickets? Or maybe you received a less than stellar item after paying through the app. It's a scenario many of us have faced in this age of quick digital transactions. We tap, send, and often assume everything will go smoothly. But what happens when it doesn't? That's the million-dollar question we're diving into today. Does Venmo actually have your back with buyer protection? And if so, what exactly does that entail? Think about it. Venmo has become synonymous with splitting dinner bills, chipping in for group gifts, and even buying and selling goods and services. Its ease of use is undeniable. But beneath that user-friendly interface lies a crucial aspect that often gets overlooked: the safety net, or lack thereof, for your transactions. Unlike traditional credit card companies or dedicated payment platforms built for commerce, Venmo was initially designed for sending money between friends and family. This origin story plays a significant role in understanding its current buyer protection policies. So, before you confidently send funds for that online marketplace find or agree to pay a stranger for a service through Venmo, it's vital to understand the landscape of protection available to you. In this video, we're going to unpack the intricacies of Venmo's buyer protection, what it officially covers, the crucial distinctions you need to be aware of, and perhaps more importantly, what it doesn't cover. We'll explore the types of transactions that might qualify for protection, the steps you need to take if things go wrong, and some practical tips to safeguard your money when using the platform. Let's start by tackling the core question head-on: does Venmo offer buyer protection? The short answer is, it's complicated. Venmo does offer a purchase protection program, but it comes with significant limitations and caveats that you absolutely need to understand. It's not the same blanket protection you might expect from other payment methods. Officially, Venmo's purchase protection is designed for eligible goods and services purchased through the app from authorized merchants. Notice those key words: eligible, goods and services, and authorized merchants. This immediately tells us that not every transaction on Venmo is covered. So, what kind of transactions might be eligible? According to Venmo's policies, if you pay a business profile through the app for a legitimate good or service and that good or service isn't received or is significantly different from what was described, you may be eligible for a refund. Let's break that down further with some examples. Imagine you see a local bakery advertising custom cakes on their Venmo business profile. You place an order, pay through the app, but the cake never arrives. In this scenario, you might have grounds for a purchase protection claim. Similarly, if you order a specific type of artisanal bread from a cafe's Venmo profile and receive a completely different, lower quality loaf, you might also be able to file a claim. However, here's where the lines get blurry and the limitations become apparent. The vast majority of Venmo transactions happen between individual users, not business profiles. Think about splitting rent with your roommate, paying a friend back for concert tickets, or even buying something from someone on a local online marketplace who asks for Venmo. These person-to-person, P2P, transactions are generally not covered by Venmo's purchase protection. This is a crucial distinction. If you send money to an individual for an item they advertised online, and that item never materializes or isn't as described, you likely have very limited recourse through Venmo itself. This is because Venmo primarily views these transactions as similar to handing cash to a friend. There's an inherent level of trust involved, and they aren't designed to mediate disputes between individuals. Why is this the case? Well, Venmo's infrastructure and policies are built around facilitating quick and easy transfers between known parties. Implementing a robust buyer protection system for every single P2P transaction would involve a significant amount of overhead, including dispute resolution processes, verification of goods and services, and potentially holding funds for extended periods. This would fundamentally change the nature of the platform. So, if you're buying something from an individual online, and they insist on using Venmo, you're essentially taking on a higher level of risk. While the convenience is there, the safety net is not. Now, let's delve deeper into what Venmo's purchase protection does cover, specifically for transactions with authorized merchants. If you believe you have a legitimate claim, what are the grounds for it? Venmo outlines a few key scenarios where you might be eligible for a refund. Non-receipt. You paid for goods or services, but you never received them. Significantly not as described, the goods or services you received are materially different from what the seller described. This could include receiving the wrong item, a damaged item that wasn't disclosed, or a service that wasn't performed as agreed. Unauthorized transactions. While not strictly buyer protection in the context of a purchase, if someone gains unauthorized access to your Venmo account and makes purchases from merchants, you can dispute these transactions. It's important to note that even in these scenarios, there are often specific conditions and timelines you need to adhere to. For instance, you'll likely need to file a claim within a certain time frame after the transaction occurred. Venmo will then investigate the claim, potentially requiring you to provide evidence such as screenshots, communication with the seller, or any other relevant documentation. What isn't typically covered by Venmo's purchase protection, even when dealing with authorized merchants? Here are some common exclusions. Disputes about the quality of goods or services, unless significantly not as described. If you simply aren't happy with the quality of a product, but it was generally as described, you might not have grounds for a claim. Buyer's remorse. Changing your mind after making a purchase isn't a valid reason for a purchase protection claim. Transactions for prohibited items or services. Venmo has a list of prohibited transactions, and these are unlikely to be covered. Payments made outside of the official Venmo app. If you sent money through a third-party link or method, Venmo's protection likely won't apply. Given these limitations, what can you do to protect yourself when using Venmo, especially for transactions that might not be covered by their purchase protection? Here are some crucial tips. Be cautious with P2P transactions for goods and services. If possible, use alternative payment methods that offer stronger buyer protection, such as credit cards or dedicated e-commerce platforms. If you do use Venmo for a P2P purchase, only transact with people you know and trust. Thoroughly vet sellers. If you're buying from someone you don't know, do your due diligence. Check their online reputation, ask for references, and be wary of deals that seem too good to be true. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.